holding an ice cube that is shrinking by the second. Why?
Because I am here, and nothing survives when I am here.
Wait, who are you?
I am Pyro. I am the flame that lives in every hawker wok in Singapore, and I have one rule. Once I touch something, it changes. Forever.
But ice melting is not forever. You can freeze water back into ice.
Back! You cannot go back!
Yes, you can. Stick water in the freezer. Boom, ice again.
That breaks my entire personality.
That is exactly the question PSLE loves to ask. Some changes go back. Some do not.
Today we crack 5 PSLE traps about reversible and irreversible changes.
Subscribe to our channel. The next part shows you what happens when Pyro meets a frying egg.
Before we talk about changes, let us talk about what stuff is.
Stuff?
Everything! Everything you see is matter, and matter has 3 states. Solid, liquid, gas. 3 forms. 3 personalities.
Like ice, water, and steam.
Same H2O. 3 different shapes. The molecules behave differently in each state.
How are they different?
In a solid, the molecules are packed tight. They jiggle but cannot move around.
Like a crowded MRT carriage at peak hour.
Exactly. Now in a liquid, they flow past each other, loose but still touching.
Like swimmers in a public pool.
In a gas, they fly everywhere, spread out across the whole room.
So when I heat ice, the molecules speed up and start flowing.
Yes, heat is energy. Energy makes molecules move faster.
What if I keep heating?
Then they fly apart and become gas. They become free.
Okay, so heating changes the state, but that is not changing the actual stuff.
Trap number 1. Changing state is still the same substance. Ice, water, and steam are all water, just at different energy levels.
So that kind of change goes back?
Sadly, yes. You can freeze water, you can condense steam. The molecules just rearrange. We call that a reversible change. The substance is the same, just looking different.
Okay, what about the changes that do not go back?
Now we are talking about my favorite, irreversible changes. When I touch an egg, the white turns hard and white. The proteins are different forever.
Different forever? Like the egg is not even an egg anymore.
It is still an egg, but the proteins have unfolded. They cannot fold back.
What about toast?
Burnt toast. The bread becomes carbon. Carbon is new stuff.
So new stuff equals irreversible.
Let us pause here for 8 seconds. Think about whether burning paper is reversible. Burning is irreversible. Paper turns to ash and smoke. You cannot unburn paper.
What about dissolving sugar in coffee?
Trap number 2. Dissolving is reversible. The sugar molecules spread into the water.
But the sugar disappeared.
It looks like it disappeared, but boil the coffee and the water evaporates. What is left at the bottom? Sugar crystals. Same sugar. Reversible.
Wait, so I can taste the difference, but the sugar is still there?
Exactly. No new substance was created. Reversible.
How do I know which is which on an exam paper?
Ask one question. Did the change make new stuff? If yes, irreversible.
So freezing yogurt?
No new stuff. Just colder yogurt. Reversible. You can let it melt back.
And rusting metal?
Rust is iron oxide. New stuff. Irreversible. Your void deck bicycle is changing forever.
Oh no! What about boiling water? The water becomes vapor.
Vapor is just water molecules in gas form. Same H2O. Reversible. Catch the vapor on a cold lid. It condenses back to liquid water. Same stuff.
So, evaporation and condensation are reversible.
Yes, but melting and freezing. These four are the big reversible changes.
What about cooking rice?
Cooking rice is irreversible. The starch grains burst. They cannot unburst.
So most cooking is irreversible.
Almost all. Once heat changes the chemistry, you cannot go back.
So the kitchen is full of irreversible changes.
That is why I live in kitchens. I am the king of forever.
Let us walk to a hawker center. What changes do we see there?
Everything! The Hawker Center is a temple of transformation.
Start with the kopi stop.
The auntie boils water, liquid to gas, reversible. She pours hot water through coffee powder. The flavor dissolves. Reversible.
Wait, the coffee color changes. Is that not new stuff?
Trap number 3. Changing color does not always mean new substance.
So black kopi water is still water plus coffee particle.
Now look at the next stall. The auntie is frying an egg.
The white turns hard, the yellow goes solid.
Irreversible. Forever. The protein chains have unfolded.
What if I put the cooked egg in the freezer?
Then you have a frozen cooked egg. Still cooked, still irreversible.
So freezing on top of cooking does not undo the cooking.
One change cannot undo another change. They stack.
Let us check the ice kacang stall.
The ice block is melting on the table because of me. Reversible.
You are melting the ice from across the food court?
I am everywhere. I am thermal energy. Watch.
Okay, so when ice kacang sits in your hand, it melts. Liquid form.
Reversible. Refreeze the water. You get ice again. Same H2O.
What about the syrup melting into the ice?
Same question. Did new stuff form? No. The syrup dissolved into water. Reversible.
So most of the ice kacang stall is reversible changes.
Until you put it in your mouth, then your stomach acid changes everything.
Eating is an irreversible change.
Forever.
Now look at the produce stall. The auntie pours batter on a hot pan.
Watch closely. The batter changes from runny liquid to firm bread.
That looks like the egg. New texture, new color.
Irreversible. The flour proteins and starch grains have rearranged forever.
What about the Milo dinosaur drink? The Milo powder sits on top.
Trap! The Milo dissolves into the milk. No new substance, just spread out.
So the Milo on top can be scooped back? Reversible!
Yes, mix it back, dry the milk. The Milo powder comes back. Same chemicals.
Subscribe to our channel. The next part shows you 5 PSLE traps that catch most students. Okay, Pyro, hit me with the 5 PSLE traps.
Trap 1. The examiner shows you a melting candle and asks if it is reversible.
Wax melting is reversible because it is just changing state.
Correct. The wax can be remelted and reset many times. Same wax. But trap 2. The same candle burning.
Burning a candle, is that reversible?
No. Burning produces smoke and water vapor and carbon dioxide. New substances.
So, melting candle wax is reversible. Burning candle wax is irreversible.
Same candle, different change. Read the question carefully. Let us pause here for 8 seconds. Is mixing salt into water reversible? Reversible. Boil the water and you get salt crystals at the bottom. Trap 3. The examiner asks about cement setting.
Cement?
You mix cement powder with water. It hardens. Can water soften it again?
No. Once cement sets, it stays solid, so that is irreversible.
Yes. A chemical reaction happened. New substance formed. Trap 4. The examiner shows you a wet towel drying in the sun.
Drying?
The water evaporates. Liquid to gas. Reversible. The water did not disappear.
A dry towel just lost its water. The water still exists somewhere.
You learn fast. Trap 5 is the meanest one. An apple slice turning brown.
Brown apples. Is that reversible?
No, the apple cells reacted with oxygen. Brown means new substance. Irreversible.
So color change because of oxygen equals irreversible.
Now you can spot the trap. They give you something pretty. You ask one thing.
Did this change make new stuff?
If yes, irreversible. If no, reversible. That question beats every PSLE matter problem.
Okay, so today I learned matter has 3 states and changes can go 2 ways.
Reversible if no new stuff. Irreversible if new stuff appears.
And I learned that you, Pyro, are dramatic but mostly correct.
Mostly, I am always correct about irreversible changes.
Try this at home tonight. Fry an egg, then try to unfry it.
You will see what irreversible looks like.
Then take an ice cube, let it melt in your hand, then refreeze the water.
That is what reversible looks like. Same water, just rearranged.
5 PSLE traps. 1 question, new stuff or no new stuff?
You are ready for any matter question they throw at you.
Subscribe to our channel for more PSLE science. The next video is about the human body,